But the bottom line to that whole thing is respect. We gotta learn how to respect one another. It's okay to be different, but we gotta learn how to agree to disagree and figure out what works with both of us so we can continue to go forward.
Absolutely.
Everybody's plan ain't the right plan for you, but it may help you somewhere and vice versa. So we just gotta learn how to respect one another as a person. So
We are truly all of one, and we are at the bottom of the bell. I don't care. When you look at our most famous people that have changed this game, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Prince, my favorites. You know what I'm saying? And they're all, I'm older than them. You know what I'm saying? So those are the greats that changed the game and upheld for us till it's over. And look how they took the names out. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get into some conversation about what being influenced. Motherfuckers do not know how to think today at all.
Come on.
They just let media and bullshit stuff tell them who you are, what to wear, who the fuck, how to do whatever else. You can't use your own brain. So that's what it is with us.
I'm just saying. I feel like I'm still a youth, so I accept that. But as a young person, being taught my history away from who I actually am, and not being told that like this is who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, your people created math, your people created science, music, all that. As a disconnect, it's like, well, I don't like these things. But then if it's reversing, being like, yo, we created these systems. Like even this country that we walk upon now, like it's our land. You feel me? Like there is no going out and coming back. Like we are here right now. Yeah, they're teaching us how to like hate what we already have and not really worship it and be thankful for what's already in front of us. And that's how they're gonna sweep us, like go under our feet and take it from us. It's like, oh, they don't care about it. They said they hate America. They want to go back to Africa. I'm like, well, we
Not me. I'll go visit. I'd like to go stay.
I want to dance all over. What you mean? This dude with the passport thing. I'm cool. I'm black. You know I'm going. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's my passport.
Yeah.
On some realness.
Yeah. Hey,
And I should be able to come back here.
I should be able to go everywhere I want to
Because
go.
we built this. Exactly.
The earth is my turf.
Come on now.
You did?
That's a nice
Come on
shirt.
now.
You really got to understand that United States of America, we're supposed to mean that. Because if you go to Europe, everybody European. You go to China, they either Asian or something. You come here, it's everything. So we all have to respect each other.
I think this is one big
how we
island.
got here or not, we have to respect each other.
I think this is one big island of borders or something that created in our minds to think that we are separate from our people.
Yeah.
Because if you travel, and I used to live in Barbados,
Yeah.
you can be at the top of the island, it's gonna rain. You can be at the bottom, it's gonna be sunny. So like, when we're over here, like things, duality. So there's the hotness of the Caribbean down there. And then when you come here, it's the coolness, but we still have 90-degree days. We still have, it's gonna snow in Tahoe, but it's gonna be sunny in California, you feel me? I don't know, that's just from traveling, like I just see like, we everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
We
So-
everywhere. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was in Hong Kong. I mean, Japan, all the last recent thing. Hong Kong, me and my mate, hanging out. My first time going to Hong Kong. China thing, all day.
Yeah.
As soon as I touched the ground, it's 1, 2 in the morning, and it's lit, and it's just see all of those people who are moving like one. You see all of the cars backed up. You don't hear horns, honking, or nothing. All move like what? And that was, somewhat before I went to Africa. And I've all the touring we've done, I haven't gone back to Africa. Never been to Africa, so last 4 years. But going there, it's nothing more empowering than walking around and seeing everyone that low cost.
Yeah.
That is like you pinch yourself like,
Yeah. Everyone of color.
like
Yeah.
everywhere you go. Everywhere.
Yes.
Now that's just seeing you as in the dominant force. That was powerful. It makes you come back to be proud of yourself and look at America different. I'm just saying, I really think that a lot of us need to take the opportunity to go and see what's out there and how we look outside of America. Come back and still play the American game. You should play the American game different. You'll play the game much different. You won't take it as personal with people.
I just want to ask one question to everybody here and TV land.
Yes.
What are we going to do when it's your turn to get your knee put on your neck? What are you going to do? You know what I mean? For the people that's watching, what are you going to do? If you see someone's, getting harassed by the police, what are you going to do?
You gonna film it?
I think we're here at this point to where we either going to have to act or we just gonna accept what they're gonna give us? One of the two
Right.
things.
What you gonna do?
You know what I mean? What you gonna
You
do?
gonna film it? You gonna, I seen it, not to interrupt you, Mike, but I seen the lady crying after she said, I filmed, them killing this man. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen her crying. Are you gonna film it? But before we move on to discussion, I wanna give us something, a course of action. I wanna break something down to you from my perspective as a retired military person. Real quick. The reason the cops get off, let's understand that racism is everywhere. The reason the cops get off and we wanna kill the system is written to let them get away. I'm gonna give you two key words that they use in every damn trial for officer. The use of deadly force, and I thought my life and my fellow officers was in danger. Remember that. That's they get out of jail free card. Let me tell you something that don't make that worth a shit to me. Because if you can take a guy from San Francisco, California, Hunters Point, Double Rock, Fillmore, then his cousin them in Oakland and the other cousins in Richmond, and take him in 6 weeks, teach him the use of deadly force. You can't tell me you go to that police academy and you can't teach them people to use the deadly force the correct way. Let me tell you, the military shoot people so we can get information. Them are the enemy, known enemy to our military people, and we know how to shoot them and not empty our weapons, center mass, and kill somebody because they got a damn flashlight. The key words is use of deadly force, and again, my life was threatened. That's written into their documentation, as that's they get out of free. The lawyers are going to use that when they shoot you and you don't have a weapon. So what we need to do as people is find legislation, excuse my word, to eliminate that. And once they do something out of that don't use deadly force the wrong way, when they use deadly force the wrong way, they should come out of that cop lane and be a criminal like the rest of the people. But we need to explain to them that use of deadly force does not eliminate the threat. They doctrine says shoot center mass till the threat is eliminated. Military says contain. Huh? Y'all listen to me? When they are so, and first of all, you need to check all them cops for guts. Just because you can get past the academy, them instructors are to make sure that they ain't no punks. Because you should not empty your weapon while you behind the car door and somebody standing over there with a flashlight. You got to be half-ass scared. You behind the car door and you think you see a flash and you got a bulletproof vest on, cops get guts. First of all. Second of all, we need to change that. Use of deadly force, and if you so scared, don't be a cop. Don't get me wrong, everybody on this panel know that cops can walk up to a window and get their face blown off. We know that. We live in the hood. We can go to 7-Eleven and get shot. That's your job. Have guts and use deadly force the way it's intended. And have all the people around, you see somebody choking, step up and say, get off him, he already fucking handcuffed. Excuse my language. This dude handcuffed and you gonna choke him with 4 people around, you're not trained appropriately.
Yeah.
That's the key. Because all 4 of them people stood around and watched that shit and let it go down. That's their training.
Hey, they should be like old school mama now.
Come on.
Mama say one person get it,
All
everybody
of
get it. All of them should be
But we
accountable.
can find
So
that
fix shit.
paperwork to fix what that say on the use of deadly force. And we can fix that. I'm so afraid, that's why I fired on that brother, because I thought I had a flashlight. I thought he had a gun, but it was a cell phone. They get out of jail card is that word, use of deadly force. And me and my people, my fellow cops was in danger. That's what we go after their ass for. That's how we get them. So now as we continue this discussion, we're going to come back to that. Somebody going to tell me how we get that shit into writing so we can fix them 2 words. That's how they getting out of jail, people. Use of deadly force, and my friends was about to get shot. And they say, well, that's how you train, and that's what we have written in the legislation for you to operate.
I
Don't
think-
fix that shit.
We just need to get back to our history. Like, the police, their only exception was to catch runaway slaves.
Yeah, but we don't have the police, man. We got a bad life. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say we need the popo. We need them to be. We need them in a different capacity, in my opinion. In my opinion, we need
You
them.
know, policing back in the day, officers used to stay in the community.
They was the
were part of
police
the community.
athletic league,
Everybody had
Dwayne.
respect.
They did all the football, baseball, and basketball. PAL, Police Athletic League. We grew up liking the police because they were the damn coaches. But they gone. We gonna get action, Dwayne.
That's something I didn't know right there.
Yeah, we grew up, if you played for the school, you didn't have everybody shared a jersey and shit. You had to change the jersey, but you went to PAL, they had all the shit.
Pal had everything.
Police Athletic League, they would put you on the bus and take you everywhere, it was police officers. So you wasn't afraid of them growing up.
My quest is to enlighten the brains of the next generation.
That's why
And
we
get
got
back to
to
respect
like
each
that.
other, because that's the only future we have is to invest in that, and that's the reason why I'm thankful for all you being in this room, and us
Yeah.
sharing the energy and the spirits, because we are about to make change.
We gonna make some change.
It's gonna happen.
Again, that's opinionated, that's my research. When I woke up this morning and had that on my heart, I couldn't even come here and do music, so I like shared that with y'all. And so, now I can go forth after we do whatever, but we are here to bring light.
That's it.
And the music we do is gonna change your mind. None of this stuff to make you turn to the reality TV. We gonna do some music to inspire you, to move you forward. That's another reason why we have this platform. All right, that's the week.
Music is the sport of life. Come on, worldwide.
Come on.
Universal language.
It is.
All day. So, Mike, you gotta
Let's fix this bullshit prison system bullshit.
the prison system. No, we just get on the prison
That
system.
modern day slavery, like we go, come on,
Come on.
man, look. We got so much work to do. We got so much work to do, so I'm just going to just sit back and stay thankfully humble that I can still breathe and stay clear minded and good health to make, to be part of the movement. I'm part of that movement. I'm definitely part of that movement.
Part of that
Bring us back.
To get to my young life back here, man, just to let you know, the me and this gentleman, you're really looking at the mind scene producers of a lot of stuff that sit here. And it was important, because we sit here on these couches and talk about the same thing a lot. A little more alcohol and stuff involved, and we have these real good discussions. And me and Mike said, self, and we need to go tell people about this. This young light brother right here got a whole movement that enlightens everything. So we want his input on this. This is how we gonna make change. After me being an OG, here's something OGs have a hard thing doing. Listen to the youngsters. The youngsters gonna instantly have a problem listening to your ass, but it's your job to make sure they listen. But us as OGs gotta do what, Mike?
Listen to the youngsters.
We gotta listen, because they out there with the phone and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna just move over a little bit and we gonna talk, me and you.
Before I allow you all to finish,
Go ahead.
I'd just like to say this one thing, and this is from the heart.
Talk to me, Mike.
Everybody, be careful of what you intake into your mind. Okay?
Come on with that.
If you don't put good things in your mind, you can't reap good things.
Come on,
You
Mike.
can't harvest good things. If you put poison in your mind, you're going to harvest poison. So pay attention. That's all I can say. Y'all can figure that out on your own. If you're doing wrong to your mind, correct it.